What's going on, Bull fam? All right, so I'm getting ready to head out soon, but I wanted to, talk about this a little bit. Um Man, I'm excited. You know what? Like football is always fun, but like when you don't have your team playing, it just doesn't feel the same. So I'm just excited to have Charger football back. I will take a Charger win over fantasy football win any day of the week. Now, honestly, for this week is going to be kind of like interesting. Like I know there's a lot of storylines. Obviously, we got to talk about the Kellen Moore revenge game, Dallas, and that brutal beatdown they took last week. To be completely honest, man, like I I think we have a good shot at this game. Earlier in the season, I was honestly nervous about like playing the Cowboys. It was just like they were looking dominant. Their defense looked crazy good, but I'm not too worried right now. Like it looks like their team is not as good as advertised. Um, Statistically, I don't think it tells the full story of it. They're ranked like eighth in scoring, I believe, but like 17th in yards per game, which I think is a good thing for us because honestly, ultimately, like I feel like the Cowboys they were doing so well scoring because the defense were putting up points. The defense kept putting them in positions to score, and honestly, their offense does not look very fun, innovative. CD Lamb, it doesn't look like he's getting the targets he normally would. I just feel like they're not really using their pieces correctly. I think we have a good shot at this. It feels like the Cowboys are kind of like in a weird place right now. Now, the only thing that worries me is the fact that like if the Cowboys might try to get like come out fuming, especially after they got embarrassed by the Niners. But I think we can handle this. I think the Chargers look. You have had 2 weeks to prepare for this one team. They're coming off a brutal physical game against the Niners. They just got embarrassed. We should be coming back healthy for the most part. I don't know what's going on with Joey Bosa, whether he's going to play or not. Same thing with Derwin James. But if we can come back healthy, look, I'm expecting a W here. If we can come back healthy, Eckler's coming back. Our running game should be better. I feel like our offense should be able to move the ball up and down against this team because the other like big thing that I think will be interesting to watch is going to be Slater versus Parsons. And I think if Slater can hold Parsons, although I heard they might put him more at a linebacker position, but we'll see because we don't have Corey Linsley. That would be a little more scary. But if our offensive line can hold against this pass rush, I honestly feel like we can pass all over this team. I don't think they could hold on to the scheme of this team. Part of me feels extremely positive that this team, that week off, is going to be able to get Johnston involved. It's going to be able to get Palmer more involved. They're going to be able to figure out the situation in a way where it's like they had some time to get these guys to gel. They're going to have a plan to scheme these guys open. At least that is my plan right now for Kellen Moore. I think he'll be able to do that with this time off. Having more time with this offense to figure things out, right? Because this is his first year. As the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, he's now had an extra week to prepare and just kind of figure everything out. Figure out everyone's tendencies, what they're good at, what they're not good at. So I'm honestly like really curious to see what the plan is going in for this game. Yeah, man, I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. I think Kellen Moore is going to be ready for this. Obviously, Dan Quinn is going to know all of his tendencies, vice versa, so that's going to be a good chess match. But I think our weapons will be able to figure out this defense. I think what I'm more afraid of, and I think the biggest keys to this game for me at least are going to be, can we stop the run game? And the run game hasn't been great. But if we can stop the run game, honestly, I feel like we're going to be fine. If we can get the situation where we're putting the ball in Dak Prescott's hands, I think we're setting ourselves up for success. And I say that more because it's just like I saw the way that they were using Prescott. I think Prescott's scared to throw interceptions. He made a comment in the offseason saying he doesn't want to throw more than 10 picks. Well, he's getting close already. It looked like they were playing not to lose against the Niners. And I think Dak Prescott, especially if we can pressure him, make him uncomfortable, make it to the point where he's got to bring them back into the game, I think we can take this game easily. I think if that is the situation, it'll be blowout because I think we're going to get interceptions. I think Khalil Mack will have another big game. Especially I want to see all three of our edge rushers on the field. Man, that's something I really, really do want to see. But yeah, man, I feel like this is going to be a good game for us. I know it's hard to think that we'll ever blow anyone out because it feels like we always find a way to keep teams involved. But if we can honestly come out with a good game plan, I don't see why we can't dominate this team. The Cowboys defense is looking suspect. We look at the teams they played. The Giants, they've been a complete mess. The Jets, since they lost Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson has just not looked great except for one game. But like they really haven't played anyone else. I mean, you had the Patriots again. They've scored 3 points in 2 games. They played the Cardinals. They dug themselves in a hole. Their offense could not climb out of that, which I think is the same for us. If you fall behind, I feel like our offense, if we can get out of the mindset of keeping teams in games, we should be able just to roll past them. But I just don't think Dak Prescott is built to come back from huge deficits. That's why I want us to take the lead early. If we can stop the run, put the ball in Prescott's hands. So that's going to be some of my big key games. But the only other game that the Cowboys played were the 49ers. And Jesus, man, that was a beatdown. Yeah, the Cardinals put up a better game against them. The Rams put up a better game against the Niners. So I don't know what this says about the Cowboys. It honestly looked weird. You watch this game, it felt like they were trying not to lose. And Purdy, man, I got to say, for you Niner fans, he looks like the real deal. I can't take nothing away from him. I was I wasn't a huge believer of Purdy at the time. I thought he was going to be more of a game manager, but man, he's looking solid. He's looking solid. So congrats to you Niner fans, man. You got a QB. Cowboys, I can't say the same. I think you're in a situation where at some point you guys are going to have to make a decision on Prescott. You don't have Justin Herbert like we do. But anyways, man, I'm excited for this game. Like I said, it's just nice to see everyone come back. I think the stories are going to be fun. I think the next big thing we should talk about is going to be our expectations for Brandon Staley. And look, he's not leaving this season. They're not going to fire him midway. I think if they did not do it for the bye week, that's it. He's here to stay for this year for sure. But there is one positive that I want to talk about when it comes to Brandon Staley this season. And that is honestly, and I had this comment posted, and it made complete sense to me. It was just if Brandon Staley was fired last season, a lot of us wanted Sean Payton. Would we say the same thing now? Because that dumpster fire in Denver, I'm happy being a Chargers fan knowing that they're struggling, but holy that is crazy what's going on over there. And the fact that they are basically starting to trade everyone's on the trading block. As much as I would love Jerry Jeudy, what do you think the Broncos would want? Especially, would they want Jeudy with Justin Herbert in the same division? I hate to say it. I think they'd be willing to take less compensation to make sure Jeudy is not dominating them with Herbert for the next, 8 years. So for me, I don't know. I don't think that happens. I think we're going to have to look elsewhere if we're going to make any trades. Kyle Pitts would be fun. No, they're not trading Justin Jefferson. I mean, that would be awesome to me, just because, man, that duo would be deadly. But Kyle Pitts, I think, would be probably our best case scenario if we are to make any trade. I'd actually also be okay with Hardman, but I would like our corner position to be more filled out. Like I said, I heard Patrick Surtain might be on that list, but again, what are they going to ask for to give us Patrick Surtain, especially in division? I don't think that's happening. I think corners are really hard to find. I don't know. Man, somebody should contact Carolina and see if J.C. Horn wants to get out of Carolina. That also looks like a bad situation. But anyways, I digress on that part. But I think the biggest thing that I want to look out for this week is going to be Brandon Staley again. Like I said, he's here all season with us, so I still do. Look, I'm going to support him. You're going to be our coach for this season. I got to support, but I'm going to criticize. I want to be a little more optimistic about this season with Brandon Staley. Look, here's the biggest things that I do need to point out for Staley when it comes to this week. You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. This team just came off a physical game. Your defense is coming back healthy. I don't want no excuses. Your defense needs to be good this week. It doesn't matter. Go back to the basics if you need to. But your defense needs to look legit this week, because I cannot go through another week of bad defenses. This time you have absolutely zero excuses, because you've had time to prepare. You've had time to look everything through. Your offensive coordinator is doing his job. The ball on the offensive side is moving. They're going to figure it out offensively. But if we're going to compete for a Super Bowl, can we figure it out defensively? Can you put our players in a position to succeed? Because I don't think they're there. I honestly don't believe our players are put in the best scheme at the moment. But you need to figure it out, Staley. If this is going to be your last season with the Chargers, if you are on the hot seat, honestly, go out your way. If you're going to go for it on fourth down, go for it in a more intelligent way. Have better plays for this situation. Stop doing dumb decisions. If you're going to go for it, at least put the ball in your best player's hands. Have a game plan for that. Like, get creative with your plays. Make those plays like the things you run the most in practice. If those decisions if we're gonna live and die by those decisions, they need to be the best situations possible for us. So that's something that I hope we do change. Going for it on fourth down, because I still think he's gonna do it. And like I said, I'm not against them. I hate the decisions we're making in those situations. If we're gonna be doing 4th and 2 on our own 30, well then, man, that better be the best fourth down play you have in your playbook. Just saying, that's something I want to see. I want to see better game management. I want us to make smarter decisions going forward with you, Staley. Like I said, we're sticking with you this season. If you're not gone by the bye week, you're gonna be here to stay. And I just really want to see our team compete. This roster is enough to get far this year, especially with a lot of teams in the AFC. They already look like they're starting to tank. A lot of teams are looking extremely mid. So we still have the potential to be a dominant team, but we need to start showing that now. We need to start showing that we can compete. The next 2 games, if we can somehow pull this off, Staley, if you can somehow pull it off and beat the Cowboys and the Chiefs and put us in a situation where we have a ton of primetime games this month and we play the Jets and the Bears, we can put ourselves in a position to change the narrative, man. I am so tired of everyone looking down on us. It's time to start changing this narrative. I'm tired of the whole concept of us charging games. That needs to go. And that's going to come through coaching and game planning. So that is going to be on your head now. But like I said, I'm going to support him all the way through. Staley's our guy this year. It's what it is. Hopefully we can make a trade to make our roster a little better, but that's where we're at. I don't know, man. I think this is going to be an exciting game. I think it's just kind of cool. That's all the storylines. Slater versus Parsons. Dan Quinn versus Kellen Moore. The Cowboys are trying to avoid going to 500. Chargers are trying to go over 500. We are now coming back rested with an extra week of practice. We're coming back healthier. The Cowboys, again, man, like I said, they've been beat down by the Niners. We saw a lot of their weaknesses. Are they as good as we thought they were? Like I said, competition prior to the 49ers has not been great. The Chargers have been in close games like normal. But can we come out of this bye week looking better, looking more together? That is something that I do want to see going forward. Yeah, that's kind of my keys to the game, how I'm seeing it. So I don't know, y'all. You guys tell me what you think, how you feeling about this game. I think this is going to be the game we see Johnston in the game plan a little more. So I'm hopeful that if he can look good today, it'll give us more confidence with our offense going forward. Because, so far it feels like he hasn't really been involved. And I think if we can get there, you know what, this week he can come out and look good and be that number 1 draft pick that we, chose in the first round. I'm going to feel good about our offense. But like I said, I think we're all worried about the defense, if anything. It's looked bad. I know we all don't want Staley, but like I said, there is some positives. We didn't end up with Sean Payton. So, hey, there's that. JC is gone. Hopefully, because, I play Madden a lot. And playing Madden a lot, man, JC Jackson out of my lineup has weakened my secondary. But hopefully Leonard and some of these younger guys, Taylor, can come in and look great, for us going forward. So hopefully they do play better than we expect. So, but we'll see with that going forward. And for the time being, y'all, man, have fun. I'm going to go to an escape room tonight, so I was getting ready. But I'm excited for the game. I hope we get a chance to talk about good things Tuesday, if not maybe even Monday night. But I got to work. I already told him I'm going to be late. I am not missing this game. But Have a good day, y'all, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Um, Go Chargers, man.